up for Ohio State.
You've waited all day for this.
Don't let that team stand in the way. He's going to take it to the house. 85 yards. Down the right side going Devin Smith. Got it at the 5 and into the end zone. Touchdown.
The one show that's nothing but the Buckeyes.
Oh, Brad Rucker for the touchdown. Kraft shoots it high on the right for 3.
This is the Buckeye Show.
Man, am I excited. It is the Buckeye Show. A full 2 hours tonight. I am Tito. Next to me is T-Pain, Ty-Pack, as Tim would call him. Tyvis Powell. On the other side of the glass, producer extraordinaire, the very promotable Bodie Wells with his Notre Dame shirt on. Tyvis, we'll start with you. How are you tonight, my friend?
You know, I'm on edge a little bit because...
What the hell? On edge? You just got... We're doing a show to get me on edge.
I'm on edge. The Cavs is a big game. It's a big game. It comes on in 57 minutes. Bodie's probably upset, too. His team lost, too, but I don't...
My team.
His team. You a Celtics guy, too? Yeah. The difference between us and y'all situation is we got people that might be out as far as Mobley, Garland, Hunter, while y'all are kind of relatively healthy. Except for
that's the only difference between Boston and Cleveland, really?
I think.
How about the fact Boston's a better team? How about that?
I mean, y'all down 0-1, so.
Y'all down 0-1, too.
Don't joke.
We're down 0-1 to a better team.
I pray that we win tonight.
I got you.
Pray we win tonight, so I'm on edge about that. You know what, Tito, though? I did something for the first, I wouldn't say this the first time. Well, maybe. I don't think I've ever done this. I'm gonna say that I did something for the first time in my life.
Okay.
I can't confirm it off the top of my head, but I don't think I've done this before. On Sunday, went to a matinee.
That's the first time you go to a matinee?
Yeah. Never seen it. We went to the movies at 9:30 in the morning.
Well, that's ain't a matinee. It's a morning movie. What'd you go see at 9:30 in the morning?
I went to go see Sinners. Everybody was talking about
9:30 in the morning you saw it?
Yeah.
Is that the one with your boy in it?
Yeah, the Michael
you
B.
look like,
I don't look nothing like him.
You look like Michael B. Jordan.
The Michael B. Jordan movie, yes. I went to go see it because, you know, the world's been ranting and raving about this movie.
9:30?
That was the only time I can see it because, like,
good Lord.
My mother-in-law was in town and everybody was going home because, you know, my daughter's birthday was Saturday. So everybody was going home Sunday.
I didn't know because we weren't invited, but go ahead. That's fine. I like how you say, you know, my daughter, like I knew, like I was there or something. I don't remember getting the invite in the mail, but that's okay.
Anyway.
Not like you have my number. Oh, wait, you do have my number. Gotcha. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Just wait off
can I finish?
Oh, please. Yes, please do.
Thank you. So we had to, if we wanted to go see the movie, we had to do it like that early in the morning before everybody decided to go back home from the people that were staying the night. So, yeah, we went in out there. It was a good movie. Really good movie.
Michael B. Jordan did well there?
He did.
Yeah.
I'm sure he will be nominated for something.
That's a pretty broad thing to say.
Saying.
Did he play two characters in this one?
Yeah, he was twins.
He was twins. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So he had to redo two different scripts.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Bodie, have you ever gone to a 9:30 a.m. movie?
I have not. Nope.
See?
Oh, no, neither have I. No, that's not a matinee, though. A matinee is like noon.
I was going to say kind of more midday. Right?
Yeah. Matinee is not 9:30. Yeah. That's like saying,
a matinee is just something in the morning. Like
Ohio State's got the early game today. What time? 8 a.m.? No, it'd be noon. I'm just saying that. Good for you. Bodie, how are you today?
I am fantastic, Tito. Sort of. Lost my voice last night yelling, go to the rim. Just go to the rim.
Oh, I got you.
Instead of shooting the most three-pointers ever and missing the most three-pointers
That was bad.
ever.
Missed, what, 45? Is that what they missed?
Yeah, 45 out of 60. Yeah. Not a
good
great percentage.
Not good.
I hope that's what happens to the Pacers tonight.
Big show for you tonight. We're going to talk about the legacy of an individual formerly known as a Buckeye. I think that Bodie's school, his adopted school, did something interesting, and I want to try to tie that into Ohio State if we can. We've got some little news on Ohio State men's basketball. We'll also talk about the Big Ten being rich. I just want to check in on some of the spring sports. Ohio State spring sports have got some championships they're participating in or tournaments they're participating in postseason. I want to just talk about that a little bit as well. First of all, though, I saw this, Tyvis, and I think we should talk about it briefly. But Ohio State, I saw this on 11 Warriors, a Dan Hope story, the only Division I football program that had perfect academic progress rate, a rate of 1,000. That's the perfect score you can get. Ohio State's the only Division I football program with an APR of 1,000.
Academics.
Yes.
So we're smart.
That's pretty good retention on your part, but knowing that. Well, yeah, I just said it's a perfect score of 1,000. And you former student athlete, your comment is, so we're smart?
So basically what I'm hearing is we come here to play school.
That's, you know what? I didn't want to say about your boy, but yeah, apparently you guys do come here to play school also. But that's pretty cool, though. Last year they were tied with, I think last year there was 2 schools that had the perfect record, and one of them was Ohio State, and the other one was Harvard. And Harvard dropped to 3rd.
Who's second?
Alabama, which surprises me also.
That shocks me, too.
That is a big shock right there.
I didn't know they came to play school either. Kalen DeBoer don't play that.
No. So that's pretty cool, though.
Tricky Nick let you skip class.
I always made fun of you guys, just like in a fun way. Just like you guys.
What's that supposed to be?
The Cardell way, that you guys did not go there to play school. You went there to play football.
First of all, Cardell got a degree.
I know. Look, he's the one who said it. I'm just saying what he said.
Yeah, he shouldn't have.
I know he realizes that. He said he talked to me. He walked it back a little bit.
He's young. You know what the crazy thing is? You would think he said that comment, that was like 12 years ago? And he's still young-minded like that. Like,
oh, is he?
I don't think he's changed.
But
you know how for me, 12, 13 years go by, I matured. When you talk to him, he's literally the same that he was.
You know what?
It's really sad.
I'm going to put up 2 poll questions on my Twitter feed. And the first one's going to be, who does Tyvis look more like, Denzel Washington or Michael B. Jordan?
Oh, everybody know I look like my father,
And the
Denzel.
other one will be, has Tyvis matured in the last 12 years, yes or no? And I'm curious to see what they're going to be.
That's crazy that you would even...
At It Happens... I want the listeners, I want the people to chime in on this. I want them to go to @ThatHappens if you can. Now, buddy, should we do it on my Twitter feed or on the Buckeye Show Twitter feed? Which one should we do it?
You tweet it out, I'll retweet it.
Okay, I'll do that. That's fine.
You don't think, for 12 years, 12, 13 years, you don't think I've matured?
How do you think you displayed your hands today?
I ain't drop a ball. I started to go out there and one-handed because I know people be trying to play me sometimes. So, I just want to go out there and catch everything in sight. Didn't drop no money today.
I'm not that same guy.
I think you are, Tyvis. I think that is you. That is still you.
I am not that
You're
same
like in
guy.
that meme with the Spider-Man pointing at Spider-Man. That's you right now. You are that guy pointing at that guy.
I don't even know who that guy is anymore. I'm just the radio guy now.
We know who that guy is right there. Also, you're a media guy.
No.
You just said you were
radio.
That's the same thing as media guy, isn't it?
No, I don't. I'm not, searching, looking at the team, following the team with credentials and all those things. That's not me.
So we're going to have a break here shortly. When we do, Tyvis goes out and misses shots on the Papa Shot. I will be getting the Twitter polls up and running, those 2, and then Bodie's going to retweet it. I would love to have people vote on this and retweet it as well. Get people on it so we can see how many votes we can get by the end of the show.
They got to be honest, though. Like, I don't want it. You can't. Of course. They're going to try to troll me.
Let me ask something. Is anybody on the internet never honest? Like, they're always honest. No.
Yes.
And especially on Twitter. On Twitter, of course, they're always going to tell the truth.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see how that poll goes. I still think it'll come out as Michael B. Jordan.
Denzel.
I don't think it'd be Denzel.
I look like my father, Denzel.
I don't see Denzel.
When I talk to Leliana and Milani, I'll be telling them stories that their grandfather Denzel used to tell me.
Have you seen a bad movie with Denzel?
He had one on Netflix. I can't remember what it was called. It was terror. It came out only on Netflix, and it wasn't that good.
I didn't see Gladiator 2, so I'm not sure if that was any good or not.
Well, they said that it was terrible.
Well, he was in that.
I'm sure he was fine, but you know, they say the rest of it was terrible.
All right, coming up next, I'm going to get those Twitter polls up, but also we're going to discuss the legacy of an individual formerly known as a Buckeye. That's next. Buckeye Show on the Fan.
A lot of hosts have been on our airways in the past 30 years. Some good, some bad, some really bad. Anyway, sorry for that. The Fan.
Have you ever told a friend?
Oh, I'm fine.
When you really felt?
Just so overwhelmed.
Or sent a text?
Can't sleep. Are you awake?
When you couldn't find the words to say?
I'm scared to be alone with my thoughts right now.
Then this is your sign to reach out to the 988 Lifeline for 24/7 free confidential support. You don't have to hide how you feel. Text, call, or chat anytime.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty. Do you want to sell your property, however, you need a little help getting through the process? Let's say you have years of belongings in the home. It needs a lot of updating, you're overwhelmed, and you may need help finding a place to go. I will help you. Visit us today at TurboTrackRealty.com or call me now for an all-cash offer and, more importantly, the help you need at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Health insurance companies are expected to carry health benefits, but CareSource does so much more. We look beyond doctors' offices and hospitals to see the challenges that face our members. Then we help them achieve not just better health, but better lives. Along with great benefits, we also help our members find stable jobs, housing, childcare, and rides so they can find greater independence. At CareSource, we're removing barriers, we're improving lives, we're reimagining healthcare.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating with the Banana Bonanza smoothie.
Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large.
Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Come on over to Heartland and join our family.
Now, community banking is the lifeblood of the American financial system, building strong, lasting relationships. We're just better able to help guide you down life's road. Flexibility is paramount to success. Community banking is alive and well in the Heartland. I'm Scott McComb. Come on over to Heartland, where banking really feels good.
Where banking feels good.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
They're trained. They're fired up. Let's do it. When you need heat, they can't be beat. They're Ohio State's undefeated heating and cooling team. For plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling, there's only one team. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit them online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Fish has been named the third best sports program director in the country. The two dudes who finished ahead of him are dead. So we're declaring him the winner. You're listening to the home of champions, the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Hey, Ohio State fan, are you ready for game day? Get hyped and get your crew going with the Buckeye meal at BK. For $20, you'll get one juicy flame grilled Whopper sandwich, one original chicken sandwich, 2 mouthwatering cheeseburgers, 3 crispy golden small fries, and 3 refreshing small drinks. Grab your $20 Buckeye meal today and share the taste of victory. At BK, have it your way. You rule. Limited time only at participating Ohio area restaurants. Tax extra. BK is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Everybody knows that Roosters is a fun, casual joint with their award-winning waitstaff, great food, fun, and laughter. It's a quick stop on the way home to sit back and unwind. It's a front row seat to the big game. Roosters is where you, your family, and friends can order pizzas, sandwiches, salads, and more. And the home of award-winning wings that are fresh, never frozen, and so big you won't believe it. It's your family's other dinner table. Roosters, a fun, casual joint, and the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Cloudy, breezy, and damp with scattered showers tapering off on this Tuesday. Temperatures holding in the mid to upper 50s. Overnight, we'll fall back down to around 50 degrees with partly cloudy skies, light winds, and a touch of fog possible early Wednesday, but a return to some sunshine and warmer temperatures in the afternoon, highs in the low 70s. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
College radio done by professionals. This is the Buckeye Show.
It is the Buckeye Show. Tito, Michael B. Jordan, Bodie with you as well. I'm sorry, Tyvis. I get you guys confused sometimes. Vote on the poll, by the way, so it's in there now. I put it out there. Did you retweet that yet, Bodie?
Yes, I have.
Thank you. I know Tyvis retweeted it as well.
I answered it first.
Oh, you answered it, then you retweeted it.
Then I retweeted it.
All right, so we'll keep an eye on that. We'll give you updates on that as we go along here.
It was 100% Denzel.
It's not anymore.
Just saying.
Just saying it's not anymore. Anyway. So I saw this article by Heather Dinich on ESPN.com, and it went into detail about what went on with the whole Jim Knowles thing when all that happened after the national championship game.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting to me, Knowles, I'm just kind of paraphrasing, I'm kind of going through it here now. You can go look at it on ESPN if you want to, but Knowles wanted to discuss his contract. It was like leading into the national championship. At some point, he wanted to bring that up, and he thought Ohio State was kind of dragging their feet on it. So that's when he reached out to Penn State and James Franklin. And then Ohio State, because when they were made aware of that, that's when they decided not to have him at the ceremony they had.
Yeah.
And apparently that really bothered Knowles that he was not allowed to be at the ceremony.
But I figured
that's not to be there. Go ahead.
I figured at that point he had already accepted the job.
He made it sound like he hadn't.
Okay.
He said, according to the story, he had gone down to, he's got a fiance, which, okay, in Oklahoma, and he went and talked to her, and he mentioned to her something about, he said, maybe I'll take less because Ohio State's a great place. But then they asked me not to come to the parade. So then you're like, okay, honestly, the writing's on the wall. Now it becomes something. It's always something on the outside world. Yeah.
But now person that said that phrase lost their job. So.
Now it's become something here, too. I hadn't made any decisions, but you just kind of feel like, I wouldn't say I'm not wanted here, but you feel like, okay, now it's gotten awkward. So, according to him, he would consider staying at Ohio State for less money. Ohio State did not offer him the $3.1 million Penn State did, but they did offer him a raise.
He was supposed to be the highest paid, but I guess not 3.1.
Yeah, 3.1 is the highest paid, but I know they're paying. They are paying Matt Patricia $2.5 million, which is more than
what Knowles was getting.
Yeah, what Knowles was getting last year. Now, here's my question though. Knowles had success here.
Yes.
Fair? Okay.
I'm saying,
like, if you looked at his
back-to-back number one defense.
I understand that. They won a national championship. So Knowles had success here.
Mm-hmm.
The way he left and the timing of how he left and where he went to, do you think Ohio State fans will or should look upon him favorably? Or is it a thing where like, or does it, will depend on how he does. Like, let's say if he goes to Penn, let's say Penn State would somehow beat Ohio State this year. Okay, let's say it happened. Okay, if that happened. And all of a sudden, then I think that would change people's perception of Jim Knowles from not that, hey, this is the guy that won his championship. This is Benedict Arnold.
Yes.
You agree with that?
I agree with that.
If Ohio State beats the pants off of Penn State, let's say they kick Penn State's butt the next few years.
Mm-hmm.
Then Ohio State fans, I think, might have a different opinion of Jim Knowles. Like, wish he wouldn't have left. I bet he wishes he wouldn't have left also.
Let me ask you this. Yeah. Okay, this is how you answer that question.
All right.
When Tony Alford left and went to the Wolverines, how did the fans respond to that? Do you recall?
I don't recall.
Oh, I do.
But I can't believe
they called him Benedict Alford.
Okay. But I don't think, and no disrespect to the running back coach position, no disrespect to that. The DC is a much different position than the running backs coach.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like the running back coach affects the running backs. Yes. Defensive coordinator, the defense.
I think that, to be honest with you, I think if you're just a casual fan and you're not in the known of the whole situation,
right,
you would say he's a traitor.
Okay.
But if you read this article and you understand the information and you believe what he's saying to be true, you'll be like, well, they kind of wronged him, so that I don't really blame them for going ahead and going to Penn State. You know, Penn State is obviously a great opportunity as well. They usually are historically good defensively as well, and he feels like he can go there, and it's a lateral move for him. Now, they don't have quite the level of athletes that Ohio State have, but they always got good players that go on to the NFL and have a good career. So I honestly think the fans is split. I think that if Penn State does win, and our offense is struggling, yes, they're going to say you are a traitor for sure. Yes.
I think the way he's viewed by Ohio State fans as a whole, I should say as a whole, the majority of Ohio State fans, the way he'll be viewed is based on the outcome of Penn State, Ohio State the next few years.
Yeah.
You know, like if James Franklin somehow, this is not making a joke, somehow wins a national championship. If he somehow did.
Let's not get too crazy.
Let's, I think that it would be a much different look a much different feel, I guess, for Ohio State fans for Jim Knowles. Now, let me ask you this: as a former defensive player, they said that I heard Franklin talking about how he sat down with Jim Knowles after he was hired, and as I would totally expect, they reviewed how Ohio State prepared for Penn State and Drew Aller. And he wanted to know what Ohio State saw, what they were doing, and that kind of thing, which is, modus operandi, I think, for probably anytime you hire a coach from another school.
For sure.
And also had Knowles look at the Penn State offense in the spring game and how he would attack that, all those different things. I know Ohio State's got a new defensive coordinator in Patricia. Mm-hmm. I know they've got new personnel, some new personnel, obviously. The fact that Knowles is with Penn State now and having those kind of conversations, is that a concern at all?
What's funny about this is that, so when I left Ohio State, mm-hmm. right, the year I left, we lost our defensive coordinator, Chris Ash. He went to become the head coach at Rutgers.
Okay.
Right? And Ohio State obviously was playing Rutgers the next season.
Okay.
Now, I wasn't here, but the stories, I've gotten all the stories of what happened that week that Ohio State was playing Rutgers. They were on edge. Like, Ohio State was, so nervous. Like, oh, he knows all our stuff, blah, 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 blah. And you go back and you look, what was that? That'd have been 2016, mm-hmm. whatever the score was. They went out there and they completely whooped Rutgers.
Yeah.
And they forgot that, okay, you might know all our stuff, but you don't have the athletes that we have. I say all that to say Ohio State should probably feel that way because they lost a lot defensively as well.
Sure.
Obviously, they lost their great edge rusher in Abdul Carter. They lost some pieces in the secondary as well. So they have some building up to do as well. Now, don't get me wrong, Penn State recruits pretty decently. Maybe mm-hmm. not to the same extent as Ohio State, but I feel like they finish in top 10. I don't think I'm wrong saying that. They're top 10 and recruiting. So it's all about how quickly Jim Knowles can get them to buy into what he's doing. And he has to understand that you got to find that balance with them. It's not like when Jim Knowles got here his first year, it was just great. You remember, we gave up a ton of explosive plays. That was the thing we did.
The Toledo game.
Yeah, they just kept getting bombed, and he was like, don't worry about it. We're going to make more plays, and it ultimately came back to bite him. And then it wasn't until, the year after that and the year after that he tweaked his defense and got it to the point where it was last year. So I say all that to say I'm not really expecting I expect their defense to be good because their defense is always good. Mm-hmm. I don't expect them to be lights out coming out of the gate or by the time they play Ohio State.
They play November 1st here. I like the fact it's here.
Mm-hmm.
And not that I would feel a lot differently, but certainly the first time playing a Jim Knowles defense against Jim Knowles defense, I like the fact it's going to be in Columbus. I like the fact that I hope weather's a factor. And the fact Ohio State will, at this point, have already gone through a game against Texas. And I think they'll have Illinois behind them already on the road to Illinois, the Wisconsin game on the road, all behind them.
Yeah.
And so the team will have already been tested a few times, I would think. The defense will have been, and the offense would have been as well. But
offensively, they got the running backs. That's it, though.
Penn State, you mean?
Yeah.
Drew Aller's wide. I'm not. Listen.
He what?
I'm not telling you I feel this way, Tyvis.
Okay.
I'm saying to you, Drew Aller is widely considered one of the top quarterbacks coming out in the 2026 draft. I don't agree with it. I think he's overrated. Last year they added Julian Fleming, who did really nothing for them.
He did nothing. Yeah.
This year they added the Syracuse wide receiver, was a big get for them, I guess. I can't. Do you know his name over there, Bodie?
I saw that news, but I can't remember who you're talking about now. But I did see that
he was in your ACC, which I thought maybe you would know.
All I know is Drew Aller did not complete a pass to a wide receiver in the Orange Bowl. He did throw a couple to Christian Gray and Jack Kaiser, though. So.
Trevor Pena.
There you go.
Pena.
Well, which one is it?
I don't know.
Pena. It's Trevor Pena.
Whatever.
Pena, like Tony Pena, right?
Arguably the top wide receiver in the spring transfer portal.
Yep. So, but I'm not sure it's going to, like Bodie's pointed out about. I just don't. Aller's a good quarterback. He's not one that frightens me, though.
Let me ask you. Last year, do you think Do you think Drew Aller was that good, or do you think Tyler Warren made him look that good?
I think Tyler Warren helped out a lot.
See,
I think he helped out a lot.
Okay, and that's what gets me. Like, to me, Drew Aller isn't a quarterback that makes the players around him better. To me, it's vice versa. The player makes Drew Aller better. And that concerns me for a guy that is looked at to be the next franchise quarterback. And they got him slotted to go to the Cleveland Browns, which, okay, what is he, from Medina or something like that? Okay, whatever. And I have to see it this season.
Right.
I haven't seen it out of him yet. Don't get me wrong. He's had moments where I was like, okay, he made some good passes and some good plays here. Like towards the end of last season, he had some really good games. But in big-time moments, I haven't seen it yet. I'm waiting on it. I'm just waiting on him to go up against a really good defense and just shred the defense. Once that happens, then I'll say, all right, this guy has arrived.
The ESPN did their 2026 mock. Yeah, I know, kind of early, right? But it's never early. They've got him going number 8 next year to the Saints, the third quarterback off the board. He's 6'5", 238, yes, from Medina. Last year, threw for 3,327 yards, 24 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Pretty good year right there.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, like Bodie pointed out, against Notre Dame, he didn't do much. Against Boise State, didn't do much also. So in the SMU game, not much there either. The most he threw for in the college football playoff was the 171 against Boise. He threw for 127.
He threw for only 171?
And he threw for 135 against Notre Dame.
See, that's just not it, man. This a first-round pick you talking about.
That's what a lot of people are. A lot of draft people and NFL people are higher on Drew Aller than you and I are. That's for sure. But
it's the size. That's
the 6'5" thing.
Yeah, and he throws a decent ball. He does a pretty nice ball. But
maybe he can change my mind this year, but I don't know.
I'm not counting him. I got to see it. I got to see it for a whole season. And now that Tyler Warren ain't there, and they got you a decent wide receiver, like I need to see it this year.
Coming up in 2 minutes, Bodie's adopted school did something interesting. Is it a good idea? We'll do that next. Buckeye Show on the Fan.
That's are us. When dreams sunk in, that's are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 380-225-BATH.
That's are us. When dreams sunk in, that's are us.
We've all got our daydreams, right? Little things, big things, things you know one day you'll do. Then, out of nowhere, cancer. And all your plans don't change a bit. I would know. I'm about to jump out of an airplane with my dad. Our first time skydiving solo. And my second year since starting cancer treatment at Ohio Health. All right, Dad, let's go. You keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans.
When you need mealtime inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger for mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. And no matter what tasty choice you make, our low prices add up to big savings. Plus, you get over $600 in digital coupons each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump and points. At Kroger, you always get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Experience Buckeye game day like never before. Welcome to the 1922 Club, the most exclusive space inside Ohio Stadium, where luxury meets tradition in the heart of Buckeye Nation. Enjoy upscale food and beverages and a game day atmosphere like no other. Create lasting memories with friends and mingling with other Buckeye fans, and celebrate every OHIO in ultimate comfort. Become a member of the 1922 Club today. Memberships are limited. Visit ohiostatebuckeyes.com.
The Buckeye Show is sponsored by CareSource, proud to be your home for Ohio State Athletics. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Preseason, midseason, offseason. We keep on rolling. You've got the Buckeye Show.
All right, it's the Buckeye Show. Tito, Tyvis, Bodie with you. By the way, starting Monday, May 12th, it's the new Morning Juice with Bobby Carpenter and this swell guy named Tito. 6 to 8 a.m., the Fan's YouTube channel, the Fan 3 on HD Radio and the Fan app. Download the Fan app today. 10 a.m. to noon, you can watch us on replay on the 10 TV Plus free streaming app, available on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and Apple TV. Download today. We've got some other changes in our lineup. The new weekday lineup on The Fan starting May 12th. 6 a.m. to 9 a.m., T-Bone and Tyvis with Bodie. 9 a.m. to noon, Bishop and Friends. Noon to 3, Rothman and Ice. Those stayed the same. 3 to 6, Common Man and Timmy. 6 to 8 p.m., The Buckeye Show with Brandon Beam. That starts Monday, May 12th. Tyvis, our life changes. Our lives change, I guess I should say. And so does Bodie's.
Yeah, Bodie.
We're going to have to wake up the rooster when we leave our houses in the morning.
Bodie, Bodie, you ready?
Not really.
Have you been preparing?
No. I'm more of a cold turkey.
I agree.
Let me
I'll just
tell you
hit
what
that
I did.
alarm Monday morning.
This week, I told my wife it's going to be a huge lifestyle change for me. So I'm going to get up early, like no later than 5 a.m. every day this week to prep myself. I got up yesterday at 5 a.m. I woke up, drank coffee, did a little work, went for a walk.
Nice.
Got home and showered, then started my regular job eventually after that. I felt great. Slept in today until 7:30. So here we go. You're not going to see a Ripken streak from me on this show. You might see it's not going to be like 2,130 shows in a row kind of thing. You might get 7. And then after that, my body might just cash out. Anyway.
Wow.
That's coming up May 12th.
Well, we look forward to it. We look forward to seeing you. And I hope to see you out there.
Look, we're going to see each other out there. And by the way, not saying anything about you or your current situation, I woke up today, weighed myself, completely naked, by the way, just to get a picture in your head there. And the scale showed something it has not shown me in probably 12 years.
What did it say?
230 pounds.
Must be nice.
Just
my mother-in-law was down this past weekend.
Please don't. Okay.
And she said she weighed herself, and she said that she feels my scale is off. She said because she had went to the doctor just a few days earlier, and the weight was like a 6 pounds difference. So
it was heavier there. Like your scale was heavier than the doctor's scale.
That's what she said.
Let me tell you why that is. Because doctors set their scales that way so you feel better about going into the doctor. You're like, I want to go to the doctor. See what I really weigh. I bet I'll weigh. They'll check me out. I got a doctor's appointment coming in the first part of June. I bet I weigh like 215 pounds on their scale. I'll be up there. You know what I look like? I'm going to go in there like the boxers do, just underwear on and nothing else to get weighed. Hold my arms up, like I'm getting weighed in. I'm going to do that at the doctor's office. Probably the last time I get to go there.
If I ever truly want to know what my weight is, I will go to the Woody Hayes Athletic Center and step on that scale. Because that one is legit. They pay good money for that scale.
Did you pick up on the humble brag there, Bodie? You and I don't have access to that, and he did?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I figured that. That's fine. It's why it hasn't matured in 9 years. Clemson and Notre Dame have scheduled a 12-year football series. So Notre Dame is not in the ACC in football, okay? But they still have to play ACC teams because of all their other schools are in the ACC. But now they're committed to playing Clemson from 2027 to 2038. And it will count as one of the 5 ACC schools that the Notre Dame has to play on an annual basis. Notre Dame also said they plan on playing Florida State and Miami more often. So avoiding some of those cupcakes, but also some of those cupcakes, some of those bad teams, though, in the ACC, won't get to see Notre Dame in their schools, which might, which kind of hurts them in that way, the smaller schools. Now, Notre Dame has that luxury because they can set their schedule. Granted, the 5 ACC games, they got the USC thing. They'll play Michigan State from time, Purdue, Navy, Army, all those other schools. They have a varied schedule. Would you be in favor of Ohio State entering into an agreement like that with another school? And if so, which school would it be? Like right now, Ohio State's got Texas the next 2 years. Then they've got Alabama. Then they've got like Georgia, which is a varied schedule. Home and home's all of them.
Do you think that's going to stick?
It might not.
Yeah, I don't think so.
But do you think, would you be in favor of Ohio State signing on with somebody for a 12-year home and home? And if so, what school would that be? 12 years. Okay, let's say if it's in 8 years. If they're a school to if I
the only logical answer is Penn State because they can't.
No, I'm saying outside the conference.
Outside of the conference.
Is there another school and you think, you know what? This school, I would love to see Ohio State play every year for like 8 to 10 years.
Clemson, if Dabo's going to be there.
Okay, Clemson's one of them. What about like Notre Dame? Would you want to do that?
I'll sign up for that.
Would you sign up for Texas? Oklahoma, Alabama,
Oklahoma. That's a free dub.
Georgia. Well, so's Notre Dame. Georgia.
Georgia.
Like out of those one that you gave you, like is there one you say? You know
like
what?
As a fan, I would love to see that. As a player, they probably would love to see that. But as a record thing, obviously you're flirting with a record, like potentially a loss.
Well, you are, but with the new 12 and then soon to be 14 or 16 team playoff, it's not going to matter as much.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, but I mean, the TVs would love to see it. And like I said, I would love to see it, but I don't think that they would do that.
Would you prefer something like that or what they have coming up now with the home and home, Alabama, Texas, Georgia? Would you rather have that varied?
Yeah, I'd rather that.
You'd rather do that?
I don't 12 years seeing the same team.
10 years? What about Ohio State and the Hurricanes? Would you sign up for that? Ohio State, Florida State?
They stink.
Miami doesn't stink.
Yes, they do.
Tyvis, Miami doesn't stink.
Stinks, man.
Florida State had a bad year last year, no doubt about it. Or Florida, then. I know they've had their down years, but I'm just saying, though.
Florida State had 1 year since one good year since Dion left. That's a lie.
They've
okay,
had more than one good year since
I'm not going to do
Dion.
that. That's disrespectful. Since Jameis left.
Because Charlie Ward was after Dion, right?
Since Jameis left.
Okay, well, since Jameis left. Okay. Bodie, for Ohio State or for Notre Dame, either one. First, do you like this with Clemson? And secondly, if you were an Ohio State fan, which I thought you had to be to work here, but you went to school at Ohio State, right?
That is correct, yep.
Okay, so you're a turncoat then. You're Jim Knowles. But if you could pick a school for Ohio State, sign an 8 to 10 year agreement with that's out of the conference, what do you think would be a good one?
Well, first off, I'll answer your first question. I love this for Notre Dame.
Okay.
I think Notre Dame and Clemson has become a pretty fun, kind of mini rivalry. They've played a lot in recent years.
Did you see what Mecca Don called it?
I did not.
Crybabies versus Catholics.
Okay.
I like it.
Clemson's kind of beat us a few too many times for me to call them crybabies, but I'll let the Buckeye fans stick with that one. I love it. I think it's great for both the Irish and the Tigers with this expanded playoff, like you mentioned a minute ago. Mm-hmm. I'm totally fine beefing up the schedule. I mean, we're already at 12 teams now. It sounds like we're going to 14 or 16, which I hate, but if we're going to expand it, add more good teams to the schedule. There's way too many bad teams in the ACC, especially with Florida State and Miami not being great recently. So I love it for the Irish. For Ohio State, I will say for Notre Dame, I'd love LSU. Little off topic there, I guess, but I think that'd be pretty fun.
Sure.
For the Buckeyes, I would say I know they kind of are already going to play them on a regular basis, but if I can cheat and go in conference, I think Oregon.
Okay.
Because I know, like I said, in conference, but ignoring Michigan and Penn State because they've played those two teams a ton. I think Oregon would be fun.
Right.
Other than that, I don't know. It's tough because they've played a lot of these teams recently, or they're about to. Texas would be a good one, but we're about to see it. Oklahoma, they had a home and home with them. I know it's different 2 years versus 8 or 10, but maybe Alabama because they've only played. Well, I guess they've played them twice. Each team got the better of the other one once. So I don't know.
On Ohio State, the 1978-77 Sugar Bowl it must have been is when Bear Bryant against Woody Hayes and Alabama won 35-6. That was near the end of
35-6.
That was the second to last bowl game. The other one, then the next year is when they had the punch against Clemson. But Ohio State Alabama was a Bear Bryant against Woody Hayes thing there. But
so we only seen them a handful of times.
Yeah, not much against Alabama. No, we played it once.
Do you have one, Tito?
Notre Dame for me always.
Oh God!
You know what I mean? That's the one I always want.
Tito. I need a break.
I'd be fine with Miami.
Marcus Freeman.
Miami would be fun.
Miami. I
know they're not.
They stink.
I think they're gonna.
They stink.
They almost made the playoff last year.
If Ohio State played Miami last year, they would have blown them out by 21 or more.
Ohio State blew a lot of teams out.
Maybe so.
They stink. What is this? They're back talk.
I think that Miami is going to be better this year. I think they'll be better this year. Look, they're never going to be what they were when they were the U. You know what I mean? They're never going to be.
Everybody else seemed to have at least found a year. Florida State done found a year. The Buckeyes done found. The Wolverines done found a year. Notre Dame done found a couple.
We know why Michigan found a year.
They are the only one. Blue blood. Oklahoma didn't have a moment.
Is Miami a blue blood though?
That's a good question.
Nebraska. Nebraska's still searching for a year.
I guess they down there with them.
No, I think Miami's a blue blood.
Nebraska had more of a. No, I'm not going to do that.
I mean, you're pumped about the Miami Notre Dame game, right?
Yeah.
That's going to be a lot of fun. I love those kind of games because of everything it stirs up. Like,
I'm on board with you.
Yeah, we're going to see what. That's why
I know Miami isn't. Well, I guess Alabama's not Alabama anymore.
Right, yeah.
But I know Miami isn't like that Texas Georgia level.
Right.
Obviously.
Sure.
But it's still it's kind of it's the tradition of it. Like if Ohio State played Miami,
is that week 1-0?
Yep,
Isn't that
Sunday night. Sunday night. Yeah, it's not even Saturday. It's Sunday night. It's like a standalone game.
Well. It's because we're Notre Dame, Tito.
That's what it is. You're right. You're right. It's because you're Notre Dame.
You're not worried about Carson Beck?
Oh, Tyvis, we could be playing Mishawaka High School week 1, and I'd be worried.
That's a shame.
I love Marcus Freeman, but he's got some warts on the resume there.
By the way, that's Bodie still not satisfied with losing in the national championship game last year.
Well, first off, we play to win them, Tito, not to lose them.
Okay,
and second off, I'm not saying to fire Freeman. I'm just saying every game's got to be. Till I see him get through a year without a Northern Illinois Marshall level.
Yeah, Toledo.
Although Miami will probably be top 25.
They will be.
I think we'll be okay because they're good.
That's a good
show
loss.
up for good games.
Right.
It's the MAC school that you've never heard of.
Right, yeah.
Directional U that we seem to lose to sometimes.
Who the hell's Western Illinois? I've never seen them before. It's a football team. Right.
Northern Illinois. They said, what about Ole Miss?
Ole Miss is fun. Yeah, good pick.
That's not bad. Yeah, I would take that. As long as Lane Kiffin's there, I'll take it.
That'd be fun.
Well, he's mad at us because we took like 3 of their players.
That's fine. Quinshon Judkins will show up wearing an Ohio State jersey. All right, coming up next, we'll go on the trail, give you the latest on recruiting news. This is the Buckeye Show on the Fan.
We're known for 3 things: games, conversation, and common man yelling about things only he cares about. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Hi, I'm Janice. I'm a coach at Awaken 180 Weight Loss. One of my most successful clients, not only in weight loss, but in attitude, came to us with stern doctor's orders that if he didn't do something, he would be dead within 5 years. He did not initially even want to have the conversation, but he signed up for the program. By the second week on the program, he was thanking me, thanking the program. He could not believe how much better he felt. Within 8 weeks, he was down 55 pounds. He was a true transformation of body, but definitely of mind. And of course, he feels amazing.
Hey, it's Austin Ward with a reminder that losing weight with Awaken 180 isn't about the number on the scale. It's about how that number spearheads endless successes. Bring your goals to Awaken 180, then celebrate when you check off each and every one of them. Call 844-346-1800 or go online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Donato's is bringing you huge savings on a large pizza. For a limited time, get any large one-topping Donato's pizza for just $10.99 when you order online and pick it up. That's right, just $10.99. I'm going with that pepperoni. But hey, you pick your favorite topping, then pick up your large one-topping pizza for just $10.99 when you order online using promo code PICKUP. That's promo code PICKUP. Pick up your Donato's and save today.
Everybody knows that Roosters is a fun, casual joint with their award-winning waitstaff, great food, fun, and laughter. It's a quick stop on the way home to sit back and unwind. It's a front row seat to the big game. Roosters is where you, your family, and friends can order pizzas, sandwiches, salads, and more. And the home of award-winning wings that are fresh, never frozen, and so big you won't believe it. It's your family's other dinner table. Roosters, a fun, casual joint, and the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change will help ease your oil change-anxiety. Picture expert technicians who are quick, but not rushed. When you hear the bell, breathe in and out. Now, let go of your oil change-anxiety. Visit Valvoline Instant Oil Change today and find automotive peace. No appointment needed.
Health insurance companies are expected to carry health benefits, but CareSource does so much more. We look beyond doctors' offices and hospitals to see the challenges that face our members. Then we help them achieve not just better health, but better lives. Along with great benefits, we also help our members find stable jobs, housing, childcare, and rides so they can find greater independence. At CareSource, we're removing barriers. We're improving lives. We're reimagining healthcare.
What's the best way to make sure you don't miss any of your favorite fan shows? Oh no. Download the Fan app, silly.
Ah, damn it, I knew that.
App Store, Google Play, or just scream right at your phone. Psst, you can also listen to Buckeye games. Do it now. Get Eco.
ECO. Aaron, which brand of air conditioner is the most energy efficient?
It's the one that's had its outside coils cleaned correctly.
Well, I can wash those off with a garden hose, right?
No.
Why not?
Humidity mixes with dust and pollen to create a microthin film of sticky paste that gets baked onto those hot outside coils.
And that baked-on stuff keeps my coils from releasing their heat into the atmosphere.
Which means your system has to run longer, which uses a lot more energy and it shortens the life of your air conditioner.
Get Eco.
ECO. How do we get that baked-on stuff off?
Remove the exterior shroud, then spray the coils from the inside out with a special eco-friendly solvent.
Can I rinse the salt off with a garden hose?
Yeah, but only from the inside out.
Or I could just pay Eco to do it.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Eco doesn't take shortcuts. We do it the right way every time.
Get Eco professional coil cleaning for just $468.
The Fan Poll is brought to you by Caster Connection. Visit CasterConnection.com to shop online or to work with our Caster Solution Specialists.
The best kind of power is star power. Let's go on the trail.
Indeed, let's go on the trail. First, I want to tell you that McNeil at Reeflog_18 put a great meme out there, and it's got Donovan Mitchell versus 100 Pacers. It's just, there it is right there, Tyvis. Yeah, so there's some guys out, right?
No Evan, no Darius, and no Hunter. Donovan and the boys.
Advantage Pacers. And by the way, good luck me getting up at 5 a.m. tomorrow because I want to watch that Warriors-Timberwolves game tonight, too. So very little chance of me getting up at 5 a.m. tomorrow to get ready for our...
What are you on tomorrow?
Nothing. I'm just saying all week I was going to just try to get in my body in that routine, and it's not going to happen.
You should try it to see if you can.
You know what I'll do? I'll get up at 5 a.m.
and go right back to sleep.
And I'll pee and go back to sleep. That's what I'll do. That's what I say. I got up at 5. Ohio State added Caden Dixon Wyatt.
The receiver,
who's a high school teammate of Chris Henry Jr. in the class of 2026. I love the fact they're doing this. He is the number 6 wide receiver and 59th player nationally, according to 24/7 Sports Rankings. And in the article I'm reading here on a land grant Holy Land, some in the industry believe he will finish as a 5-star prospect by the end of the cycle. He is 6'2", 180 pounds. He picked Ohio State over schools like Oregon and USC.
That's crazy. USC, them two high-paying programs right there.
And you know what?
USC you ain't getting. It's $1 million to start.
Think about this damn receiver room after this season.
Yeah.
When you've got...
Well, and Cardinals projected first-round pick, so you'll have Brandon Ennis, JJ, and probably Mylan Graham.
I got to tell you, every time you say Cardale, the first thing I think of Cardale Jones. And I started
Cardale.
I know. I thought you said Cardale, and I was like, wait, what's this got to do with him? So it took me a second there. Cardale. Yes, you're right. That's my part. I didn't hear you very well. But nonetheless, so yes, so you got J.R. Smith next year, 2026. You'll have Chris Henry. You'll have this cat. Plus the guys who are there already. Good Lord.
I know. You know, though, they always say, like, when they talk to these kids in recruiting, they tell them this is about competition. And the thing about Ohio State is, if you are on the field, like, obviously with Hartline and what he's been able to do, your chances of going to the league is through the roof.
Right.
And everybody knows how talented this wide receiver room always is. So if you're starting, if you're one of the starting guys, like that means you really, I mean, he had 5 dudes in one room. His whole room at one point went first round. That's ridiculous.
It amazed me how you can pull that off because, yeah, you're right. Competition's what you want. But also, if you're one of those 5 dudes or whatever, you're somebody. Jameson Williams left. Jameson Williams saw some kind of the writing on the wall. We talked about Julian Fleming leaving as well. Didn't work out as well for him. But, you know, at some point, it's like, and Ohio State might be at this point. They may be at the point, and their running backs certainly were last year. The fact they had 2 guys splitting carries and they were both high draft picks, second-round picks, both those guys.
Yeah.
And with the receivers, it could be the same. Like Alabama's running backs used to be that way. You have 2 or 3 guys, or Georgia's running backs sometimes. You have a few guys split carries.
Yeah, they had like Ty Gurley, Nick Chubb, and Sony Michel.
Yeah, Sony Michel was ill, and you're right. Yeah, you had that right there. And so Ohio State's receivers could get to that point maybe, and that's why it's, you wait your turn. Because Jeremiah Smith's going to go pro after the 2026 season.
What if he decides to stay for his 4th year?
He won't. He won't. And he shouldn't. He shouldn't stay for another year at that point. Like, if you're worried about the code being buried and you want to say, I want to do this for Ohio State, then I get it. But there's no reason to think that at all.
Well,
but
there's no, honestly, if you're a wide receiver and Ohio State wants you, there's really no losing situation. I'm going to tell you why. Because even if you come here and you play, obviously your chance of going to the league is great. But even if you come here and you don't play, like the fact that you were in that wide receiver room, you got coached up by Hartline. If you did hit the portal, you would be a hot commodity.
Sure.
Because of everybody understands what the wide receiver product is coming out of Ohio State. So you would probably go somewhere else and ball out and be their number 1 guy.
True. Yeah, you're right.
So it's really, if you get an opportunity to come to Ohio State, there's really no losing situation.
I mean, look, I love Carnell Tate. He hasn't been the number 1 guy here at all. He'll still be a first-round pick next year, I got to believe, in the draft.
Mecca's never been a number 1 here.
True, you're right. Yeah, so like the fact they can do it, the way that they are coached, what you see on Emeka was widely regarded as the most, the surest pick among receivers in the NFL draft. Like, he's the one who's most NFL ready. He's disciplined route runner and great hands and all that. So all those things are, when you get Ohio State wide receiver, that's what you get in the NFL. When you get Ohio State tight end, you get a guy who can catch, but also does very well in the blocking scheme. Yeah. Can also block, because we count on our tight ends to do that as well. Running backs from Ohio State are usually really good at pass protection as well. That's what you see. Zeke was great at that at Ohio State. That helped him in the NFL as well. That's why I say, like, those kinds of things.
And if you get a DB, you get interceptions and big hits.
Well, if you get
things like that,
if you get a wide receiver who can play on special teams, you get interceptions. I'm not sure about the DBs at Ohio State, but yes, you would definitely get that though. If you're lucky enough to get like a Sanzenbacher.
I hate that Dave has that.
Man, that's the fact that he has that though on you.
What was it, a fake punt?
It was a fake punt, and he was on special teams. He had a pick. Yeah. Look, it bothers me too.
Good for him.
By the way, just to be fair,
I dropped my interception. I had a chance and I dropped it.
He never, ever has brought it up to me. I brought it up publicly many times. It's always me that's poking the bear on that one. It's not Dane, just so you know.
Dane isn't that type of guy.
No, Dane's a good person. Dane is salt of the earth.
Wait a minute.
Angelic.
What about me?
You're the guy who didn't get a pick, but Dane did. That's all. By the way, according to the Twitter poll, let's see what you are. Yeah. Let's see exactly what Tyvis is.
Matured.
Tyvis has matured, according to most of the votes here. 65% so far say you've matured in the last 9 years. But you also look like Michael B. Jordan.
First of all, that's too close.
65 to 35?
Yeah, that's a little too close. It should be a landslide.
How would your wife vote?
I plead the fifth.
How would Cardale Jones vote?
He's a hater. So
how would Richard Sherman vote?
He's a hater too.
Okay, all these people that are closest to you.
You just named 3 haters.
These people.
Listen, everybody out there knows that your significant other is your biggest hater.
That's
a fact.
This isn't a hater players ball we're doing here, okay? I'm telling you. Hate. Yeah, shut up. All right, coming up next, College Ball Pulse. This is the Buckeye Show on the Fan.
Here's a quick 10-second reminder that the Buckeyes have won the Natty. Also, we are all the games, and we always will. Thank you. Your home of the Buckeyes, the Fan.
There's one medical team in Central Ohio skilled enough to care for your favorite Ohio State team, and Buckeyes everywhere. The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center is your choice for the most highly specialized orthopedic and sports medicine care. Our surgeons, physicians, and physical therapists have access to the most advanced treatments and innovative recovery approaches to get you back in your game. Because on or off the field, our team is your team. The choice for your orthopedic care is clear.
Things are popping at Al's Delicious Popcorn. With over 80 flavors to choose from, we have something for everyone. From classics like caramel cashew, white cheddar, and our famous vanilla butternut to new flavors like chicken and waffles and spicy barbecue. They are all made fresh and they are all delicious. Visit us online at alspopcorn.com or come see us and experience the best service in town at 1500 Bethel Road in Columbus. Al's Delicious Popcorn.
Hey, Ohio State fan, are you ready for game day? Get hyped and get your crew going with the Buckeye meal at BK. For $20, you'll get one juicy flame grill Whopper sandwich, one original chicken sandwich, 2 mouthwatering cheeseburgers, 3 crispy golden small fries, and 3 refreshing small drinks. Grab your $20 Buckeye meal today and share the taste of victory. At BK, have it your way. You rule. Limited time only at participating Ohio area restaurants. Tax extra. BK is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Experience Buckeye game day like never before. Welcome to the 1922 Club, the most exclusive space inside Ohio Stadium, where luxury meets tradition in the heart of Buckeye Nation. Enjoy upscale food and beverages and a game day atmosphere like no other. Create lasting memories with friends and mingling with other Buckeye fans, and celebrate every OHIO in ultimate comfort. Become a member of the 1922 Club today. Memberships are limited. Visit OhioStateBuckeyes.com.
Patients everywhere are experiencing joint pain relief thanks to QC Kinetics regenerative treatments. So how does this non-surgical approach work? QC Kinetics Medical Director Dr. Aaron Wolkoff explains.
It's like when you get a paper cut and the cells that come onto that scene first stop the bleeding, and then it recruits more cells to form new skin and new soft tissue. And then you look down a week later, 2 weeks later, and it's like nothing happened and that paper cut never existed.
In this same way, QC Kinetics uses your natural biologics to help repair and restore aching knees, hips, shoulders, and backs.
We take those same similar cells in different areas that are arthritic, are painful, and we cause this kind of internal self-healing that can resolve patients' pain.
Relief without surgery. See if you're a candidate for QC Kinetics regenerative treatments.
Call QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars, Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good evening. I'm Buddy Wells. Starting with baseball in Game 1 of today's doubleheader between the Guardians and Nationals in D.C. A 4-run seventh inning from the Nationals helped them rally to beat Cleveland 10-9. Game 2 is set to begin later on this hour at 7:30. Ben Lively's on the bump for the Guardians. Meanwhile, in Atlanta, the Reds will look to snap their 3-game skid as they face the Braves in the second of the 4-game set. First pitch is here shortly at 7:15. Andrew Abbott is on the hill for the Redlegs. NBA playoffs tonight. It's Game 2 between the Cavaliers and Pacers, just about to tip off right now up in Cleveland. Indiana leads the series 1-9. Then at 9:30, Golden State is on the road at Minnesota for Game 1 between the Warriors and Timberwolves. And we got a pair of Game 1s in the Stanley Cup playoffs tonight. Here at 7 o'clock, the Capitals host the Hurricanes in the nation's capital. And in the nightcap tonight at 9:30, the Oilers will meet the Golden Knights in Las Vegas. Breaking sports news. What happens right here on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Time for the College Football Pulse on the Buckeye Show.
Bodie, one correct. I normally don't like to call people out.
That's all right.
But they make a mistake. It's actually Cleveland Cavalier against Indiana. Just so you know. You said Cavaliers. It's not plural.
Without the S.
It's Cavalier tonight taking on the Pacers, but that's fine.
This is unfortunate.
It's tough if you're a Cavs fan.
They really do make you upset. Like, wow.
I can't wait to see Boston play Indiana in the Eastern Conference Finals. Bodie, your time to shine, buddy. What do you got for us?
All right, guys. Saw this one from Tom Fornelli of CBS Sports. Kind of a fun but maybe semi-realistic article. He put together what are the kind of quote-unquote overreactions for Big Ten teams coming out of spring ball. We won't go through all of them because we don't care about all the teams in the Big Ten, but we'll go through some of the top teams in the top half of the Big Ten conference there. Start with this one. I'll kind of go one by one. You guys can give me like, you can see it, maybe you can't see it, maybe you think it's really smart, really dumb. Illinois, he says, we are this year's, this is Illinois' perspective, of course, we're this year's Indiana. Got a lot coming back, including the 3-year starter now, soon to be 3-year starter, and quarterback Luke Altmaier. And he says, Illinois, they think they can be maybe a little Kurt Signetti. Google me. maybe make a run at the playoffs?
Yeah, I think they are. I think Illinois will make a run at the playoffs this year. I do. I think they'll be right there on the cusp. I'm not sure if they'll get in or not. They've got a lot of guys back, though. Brett Bielema knows how to coach in the Big Ten. Yes, I think that's fair that they could be this year's Indiana, but I do think they'll be fighting for a playoff berth.
I think that they, for some odd reason, I just get the 9-3 vibes. I get the just missed the CFP kind of vibes with them. But let me also look at their schedule, and I'll tell you exactly.
They get Ohio State in Champaign. Not that it'll matter. Ohio State will still win, but it could be closer being in Champaign.
Yeah, but let me see. That's a win. That's a win. That's 3.
Next 5 years, which program is better, more successful, Illinois or Indiana, you think?
Illinois.
I think Illinois too, Bodie. Yeah. I think it's not even close for me.
Bielema's shown that he can win in this conference. Like, I'm not saying it's going to be 3 or 4 playoff berths in those 5 years, but
okay. So they got
Jeff George is not walking through that door.
Looking at their schedule, they have realistically one Wisconsin, Ohio State. I don't know what USC is going to be, and I don't know what Indiana's going to be.
Let me help you out. Overrated and overrated.
Well, if that's the case, then they only potentially could lose 2 games, maybe 1.
Yeah.
If that's the case, they in.
I mean, that's what happened to Indiana last year.
Yeah, right.
It was the Buckeyes and like a lot of
blood.
Is Washington going to be good this year?
I don't know about that. I'm not sure. Is it at Washington or is it at Champaign?
It's at Washington.
It's going to be. I mean, anytime. I think Washington's a tough place to play, but.
All right, for Michigan guys, we know they probably would have been pretty good last year if they had anybody that could complete a forward pass. That was not the case, so they struggled. For the Wolverines, he has Bryce Underwood will change the sport of football forever. Of course, that's a little tongue-in-cheek, but can Underwood kind of get back to, maybe J.J. McCarthy level play? Maybe not year 1, but Wolverines bounce back year? Yay or nay?
I don't think so. I don't see it, and I'm not trying to go back to the players hater ball with Ice-T and Chappelle, but I'm just saying that I don't think so. I think it's really tough to have a huge year as a freshman, as a true freshman in the Big Ten, as a Big Ten quarterback. I think it's gonna be tough for him, and I think I think with all the stuff hanging over Michigan too, it's just like I don't see them bouncing back. I see them losing. Maybe I guess I see them losing 4 games.
I mean, that wouldn't be shocking. It also, I don't know, they're in that situation where it's like, no matter what type of season they have, it wouldn't shock me. Could they come out here and have a 11-1 or 12-0 season? Potentially. I mean, their toughest games, I don't count Oklahoma as a tough game. Their toughest games this year is Wisconsin and us. That's hard. That's yeah. So they could very well win 10 games this year.
Tyvis just said Michigan's better than Ohio State. What's next, Bodie?
Next up, how about Nebraska? We are back for real this time. I'll just read the one sentence out of his little paragraph here for the Cornhuskers. There's certainly a Lucy pulling the football away from Charlie Brown Field to Nebraska football these days. But they finally ended their 7-year bowl drought last year. Matt Rule coming into year 3, I believe, if I'm right on that.
Yep.
Got Raiola back, Patrick Mahomes Jr. At quarterback there. Can the Cornhuskers finally get to, 8-9 wins? Like they're never going to be what it once was. I know that. I think even Nebraska fans deep down probably would agree with that. But can they get back to maybe winning 8-9 games and flirt with?
I can see them winning it. I tell you what, if they don't do it with Dylan Raiola this year, I don't know. I wasn't paying attention to them in the transfer portal. Matt Rule kind of made me upset with the whole we don't want to display our guys for the transfer portal. It was a very
insecure.
Soft,
it was insecure.
It was a very soft approach to it, and it doesn't really tell me why people will want to transfer there. But anyways, I feel like with Dylan having another year, with this being his sophomore season, I think he'll be better. Hopefully they got some receivers or something like that, because I feel like that's the kind of the thing that they were missing. They didn't have that one guy that people would fear on offense as far as the receiver room goes. If they've gotten that and got him a weapon, I think he does throw a really good ball. I think he's very poised in the pocket when he plays. He needs to up his stats, though, because for him to be as good as he is, he was only throwing like 140 yards, 100. It was like Drew Aller. It was like those type of numbers. Like, you should be doing much more than that if you really want this team to be, in a better light.
And if you look at their schedule too, very manageable. They play the Bearcats, Cincinnati, at Arrowhead Stadium. That's on a Thursday night, like August 28th. That'll be nice. A fun game to watch there. They got Akron. They've got Yeah, they got Akron.
Hopefully they don't struggle with that one.
Their toughest games are at home except for the Penn State game. They play at Penn State, but they get Michigan in Lincoln, Michigan State in Lincoln. They play at Maryland, at Minnesota, host Northwestern, host USC, at UCLA in front of, 600 fans. And then the game at Penn State to close the season. I'm sorry, then they have Iowa. They have Iowa. I'm sorry, at Penn State's the second to last week. Then they've got Iowa on that Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. So, yeah, a lot of winnable games for them. I think they are going to be fake back.
Okay. I like it. For the Buckeyes, he said there's no reason we can't repeat. He did mention that he thinks in this new world of college football, it's going to be really, really hard to repeat just because teams are going to be much more veteran, and it's hard to replace. Of course, the Buckeyes lost more than a dozen guys to the draft there. But nevertheless, for the Buckeyes, there's no reason we can't repeat, he says.
Tyvis, my
I'm sure you guys
thinking
won't disagree,
it's easier now.
Say that again.
It's easier to repeat now, I think. Is that stupid? No, think about it.
No, because you get an opportunity to at least defend the title.
Yeah, I'm saying, like, it was a 14 playoff.
Yeah,
okay.
You lose
you had to make the playoffs to defend it.
Correct.
Now, you can, if you're Ohio State,
we shouldn't be having a conversation about whether or not you in.
Right.
You
That's
should
what I'm
be
saying.
in every year.
Yes. They will. It's much easier to have a chance to defend it, which and I know it might be you got to win more games to win it then.
Yeah.
But Ohio State proved they could do that. Now, granted, new coordinators and all this, a new quarterback this year, all those things. But I think it's easier now to repeat than it was 10 years ago.
I don't disagree. I think you got a longer road because what makes it hard is you have to, if you're not going to have, like say you're not going to go 12-0. Let's say you go 10-2 like they did.
Let's say lose to Texas.
The problem with it is you have that you might have that same tough road again to where you're playing the four best teams in the whole thing.
Right.
So that would make it difficult.
Right.
Unless you decide to win it all and you win the Big Ten and you get the bye week, and if they do the reseeding thing, obviously that'll make it a little bit easier. But like, I don't think every year Ohio State would be able to just beat four of the best teams in the country like that. Like you're gonna stab your toe at some point.
I honestly, that's pretty violent. I would say stub your toe, but if you want to stab your toe,
stab it.
I don't know where you grew up, Tyvis. I never stabbed my toe. Have you ever stabbed your toe?
I've dropped a knife and moved my foot out the way before.
So you didn't stab your toe?
I didn't stab it. I was close, though. Like Russian roulette. You ever do the thing where you go like this?
No, not with a knife. No, Tyvis.
What?
My God, how gangster are you? You're stabbing toes and trying to.
You gotta see how.
I understand,
you gotta test yourself. See if you.
This show went way darker than I ever thought it would, Bodie. I'll tell you right now, you're in for a treat come May 12th in the mornings from 6 to 9 a.m. right here on the Fan, because Tyvis just went dark.
What? You ain't never tried it?
I've never stabbed a toe.
Not with a knife, though. You got to do it like a little pencil.
Well, then that's weak. Then that's weak. Then I thought you were going to do a knife on that.
No,
okay,
like
so wankster. Go ahead. What do you got for us next?
A couple more here, then we'll wrap up on the segment. For Penn State, he said national title or bust.
Bust.
Agree with that?
Well, I mean, I agree with them circumstances because of the fact of everything that they have coming back, them actually getting a wide receiver out of the transfer portal.
Yeah.
I give them that. Like, if you don't win, it's you.
This is they followed Ohio State's blueprint by trying to bring people back, have an experienced team. On the offensive side of the ball there, they bring in Jim Knowles. It's a big-time copycat move right there, which is smart, though, because that's the way Ohio State did it. And I think that it is national title or bust. But for me, it's really bust or bust. I don't think they're going to have a chance to win the national title. I really don't. I'd be shocked if Penn State made it to the championship game.
When is the last time Penn State won a championship? 1986,
when they beat Miami. And Vinny Testaverde, I think it was, had 5 interceptions in that game. It was like a 14-10 game. That's when the Canes came off the plane wearing their camouflage. And when they got up at the dinner, they had a dinner for the Orange Bowl, both teams together. They sit down, and I think it was Jerome Brown stood up and said something about not eating with the Germans before war, something like that. And they all got up and walked out.
All right.
So.
Man, you talk about some legends. I seen a legend today on Instagram. Ricky Williams at Texas.
Oh, yeah.
He was a beast.
Stone cold killer. Yes, he was good. Yes, he really was at Texas. And
he needed to stay off
the weed. And then the fact that Mike Ditka traded his entire draft.
Sure did.
To get Ricky Williams.
He did nothing for the Saints.
Didn't do much for him, no. He had a little bit of a resurgence after that. He had some good years in Miami. But, he was one hell of a running back in college, though. Good Lord, he was good.
Man, I watched him highlights today. Like, man, Ricky was crazy.
He really was, yeah. He was good. He was fun to watch, and he was one of those guys that I thought would have a monster NFL career and just didn't work out for him. But by the way, Muggsy said he was playing metal tip darts and sandals, dropped one tip down the middle of his foot, down top middle of his foot. So he got stabbed in the foot. So there, you and Muggsy will be the ones who can relate to stabbing the foot. Coming up next, we've got some minor news on Ohio State men's basketball while we await some bigger news. This is the Buckeye Show, 97.1 The Fan.
We have so many local shows, I can't fit them in a 10-second promo. So let's just say we're live and local all damn day. The Fan.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection. One that helps better their everyday through the things they value most. Friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
Spring showers revealing roofing or siding issues? Trust the pros at Newman Roofing for expert care, white glove service, and quality you can count on. Schedule your estimate today and take advantage of special financing options. Call 614-NEW-ROOF or visit newmanroofing.com today.
Now at White Castle, you can get 12 chicken rings for just $3.99. Tender on the inside, crispy on the outside. Choose from classic or our new Cheddar Blast flavor made with real cheddar cheese. White Castle. Follow your crave. Limited time only at participating castles. Tax not included.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change will help ease your oil change-anxiety. Picture expert technicians who are quick but not rushed. When you hear the bell, breathe in and out. Now, let go of your oil change-anxiety. Visit Valvoline Instant Oil Change today and find automotive peace. No appointment needed.
At Ohio State, we are the never afraid to innovate teams, the agile, get it done teams, the achieve more together teams, and the improve people's lives teams. Together, we are the Ohio State University.
Learn more about Ohio State at osu.edu/impact.
Everybody knows that Roosters is a fun, casual joint with their award-winning waitstaff, great food, fun, and laughter. It's a quick stop on the way home to sit back and unwind. It's a front row seat to the big game. Roosters is where you, your family, and friends can order pizzas, sandwiches, salads, and more. And the home of award-winning wings that are fresh, never frozen, and so big you won't believe it. It's your family's other dinner table. Roosters, a fun, casual joint, and the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Health insurance companies are expected to carry health benefits, but CareSource does so much more. We look beyond doctors' offices and hospitals to see the challenges that face our members. Then we help them achieve not just better health, but better lives. Along with great benefits, we also help our members find stable jobs, housing, childcare, and rides so they can find greater independence. At CareSource, we're removing barriers, we're improving lives, we're reimagining healthcare.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Starting next Monday, Morning Juice is going digital. You can watch on the Fan's YouTube channel or listen on the Fan 3 starting at 6. Plus, you can watch the show each morning at 10 on the free 10 TV Plus app starting on Monday.
Looking for a very special way to commemorate the 9th National Championship in Ohio State football history? Then check out the beautiful Ohio State timepieces at OxiaTime.com. Oxia has created a series of heirloom quality designs to celebrate the Buckeyes, including the limited edition Ryan Day autograph box sets. Equally impressive to the quality of their products is the quality of the people behind these watches. Go to OxiaTime.com to learn more on their backstory and claim your piece of Ohio State history. That's AXIATime.com.
At Kroger, an annual Boost membership is better than ever. Save up to $1,100 each year on gas, groceries, delivery fees, and streaming options. With double fuel points, unlimited free delivery, and exclusive savings for members, there's so much to love about Boost. Sign up for a Boost membership today. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
A dismal finish on this Tuesday. Cloudy skies, scattered showers, and temperatures only in the mid to upper 50s. Overnight, we'll lose the showers and the clouds, starting off your Wednesday morning with partly cloudy skies in the low 50s. And after a touch of fog in the morning, a return to some sunshine in the afternoon. Light winds and warmer temperatures, back in the low to mid 70s. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
Tailgating is a state of mind. You are listening to The Buckeye Show.
Join The Fan on Saturday, June 21st in Westerville for the inaugural 971 The Race. Register now at 971therace.com. Join Common Man, T-Bone, Eric Reeser, and the man to my right, Tyvis Powell, on June 21st for a day of activities, food, live music, and fun. The race includes a 1-mile walk/run, a 5K fun run. Doesn't sound fun to me, but 5K. And if you're a total psycho, a 9.71 kilometer run. We like to think this is more fun, less run, but our insurance says we can't give you free beer unless there's fitness involved. So come out, do some moving, and hang out with us on June 21st. We can't take credit for the timing, but June is Men's Health Month. So let's be active together. Come do it with us on Saturday, June 21st in Westerville, 971therace.com to register and for more information. And by the way, if you see Tyvis, he likes hugs.
We need a lemonade for people that finished the race.
Oh, whatever, Tyvis.
Just saying.
Anyway, so the Ohio State, look, we knew they were playing Pitt this year in basketball. It's the second part of the home and home. We know also they're playing the home and home with the Bodie's Irish, and that'll be here. And then also they're playing North Carolina in the CBS Sports Classic. But they announced the date for the Ohio State-Pittsburgh game. And look, I'm a schedule guy. I'm excited about the NFL schedule being released. I can't wait for that news. And to find out I want game times, I want to know who's playing and all this stuff. They released that Ohio State is playing the day after Thanksgiving at Pitt on November 28th.
How you feel about that? It's Black Friday. What you saying?
First of all, I don't see colors.
Well, just
okay. Why do you?
Black
can't
Friday?
It just be Friday? Can't it just be Friday?
No, it's Black Friday.
Okay, but like I said, Tyvis, I don't.
That's actually not a good time. Don't the NFL have a game on Black Friday?
They do. Yes, they do.
I hope Ohio State's basketball game isn't.
Usually, yeah. They usually have a game on Black. I'm not sure it is this year, but yeah, there's a game on Black Friday. And anyway, but I was going to say though that as far as sports weekends go, that might be my favorite. You get the triple header of Thanksgiving, NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Now, on Friday, we get an NFL game. We'll also get some college football games in there, and we'll get Ohio State Pitt. Saturday, you got the rivalry week with Ohio State and that team up north. Alabama, Auburn, things like that are going on. Florida State.
Do you miss the rivalry week being before Thanksgiving?
I don't.
Or was it on the same week of Thanksgiving?
No, it used to be the Saturday before Thanksgiving when Ohio State would play Michigan.
And you like it as it is now?
I'm okay with the way it is now.
But you do realize that if they move the schedule up, like that would affect that game?
It could affect, yeah, right. It would affect that game unless they started the season a little earlier, which they could do. And then,
yeah, instead of week 0, that's actually just week 1.
So they could do that too, yeah. But that is such I want to overdose on food, naps, and football, and just sports in general that entire weekend. Like on Thursday.
That is the biggest obese thing that I've ever heard you say.
Oh, dude, you kidding me? Yeah, just put it in my arm.
Food, naps.
Yes.
And football.
Whatever, I think this, so we went to a friend's house this past Thanksgiving. But if I'm hosting, and I don't know if it's just, 6 people or if it's 16 people coming over, I will tell you, and this makes my wife so angry. When she says, okay, we got 10 people. We need this much turkey, this much ham, this much whatever. I take whatever number she gives me and I double it. because I'm going to eat like a king. I'm going to when you see me on Sunday night for the NFL game, Sunday night that weekend, you will see me passed out on my recliner with gravy and turkey on my chest and maybe some stuffing on my face. I want to be that disgusting.
You think that's cute?
I don't care if it's cute. Look, dude, I'm 54 years old.
That's
okay?
all man, you could have fooled me.
That's fine. You know what? I've laid off of you on this one. I'm just telling you that it's that's why I'm losing weight now to try to get in eating shape for Thanksgiving. But I'm more of a ham guy than a turkey guy.
I'm interested to see the basketball game. Okay, listen, Pitt is a pretty good team.
They beat Ohio State last year here in that nail biter at the very end. Pitt stole one.
Yeah, don't remind everybody.
It was tough, I know.
Yeah, but I'm just interested to see what this team looks like. Hopefully they don't have any of the distractions, the off the court issues.
Right.
Hopefully everybody's good mentally this year. I think if they do that and they have a good camp and those guys are getting a little bit of practices in now, and they're working on their chemistry. I think that they could make a run for the tournament. I'm not going to say that they're going to go far in the tournament, but I feel like this team is good enough to at least make the tournament. Like last year, with all the stuff that happened, they still at a point was like they were in it. And then obviously the last couple of games they kind of fumbled those, and that's what kicked them out of it. So with that, all of that went on last year with the Michi, with the Aaron Bradshaw, with the inconsistency from players trying to grow up and things like that. Well, all of that, you was that close to making the NCAA tournament. Now that you have some stability and you got some good role players that's going to accept their role, I feel like you can at least make the tournament. And I think that's what everybody's excited for this year. I've seen them in preseason rankings like a borderline top 25 team. I've seen somebody had them like 27th or something.
By the way, I came up with the nickname for Aaron Bradshaw way too late. This would have come in handy last December if I would have come up with this. I think that Stacey Augmon, I don't know if you remember him not from UNLV, he was called Plastic Man. I would call Aaron Bradshaw Invisible Man. I think that's what I would call him. You know what I'd like to do? I'd like to play wiffle ball with Aaron Bradshaw on my team. He could always be the ghost runner.
You know what's going to happen?
What's that?
Memphis is gonna make the tournament. Ohio State's gonna make the tournament, and we gonna have to play him. And that man gonna try to go for 30 and 20. For all of you radio hecklers.
30 minutes and 20 missed opportunities at rebounds. The Buckeyes are waiting on Darian Williams to see if he will come here. Waiting his decision as well. He's from Texas Tech. That's somebody Ohio State certainly had their eyes on, and so he's got a lot of schools are after him. He is 6'6", 225 pounds. He was second in scoring, on Texas Tech last year with the 3.6 assists a game, averaged 15.1 points a game, and shot 38% from three-point land, which is great.
We need that.
Definitely need that. He's Kansas and North Carolina State are still in on him as well. And then another person, I just saw this from Adam Jardy the other day. Ohio State hosted Baylor's transfer center, Josh Ojianwuna. You got traditional spelling on that one, right? Bodie, you're just pointing at me. Now you can bail me out and give me like just something on that one.
I think you had it, yeah.
I paused like 4 times. It sounded like I had a seizure halfway through that pronunciation. Okay. Anyway.
What did you say his first name was?
Josh.
We'll call him Josh.
Okay. J-O. Josh. Anyway, he is a 6'10", 230-pounder. He's played 87 games the last 3 years with Baylor. Now, he's averaged 5.3 points and 4.2 rebounds. But as a junior this year, he averaged 7.4 and 6.4. But he didn't play after February 8th. He had a left knee injury. But it says here he grabbed, and this is Jardy's article in the Dispatch, he grabbed 17 rebounds and had 12 points in an overtime win against Arizona State.
Sheesh.
And he's got 1 year of eligibility left.
How tall is he?
He is 6'10", 230 pounds. He's from Nigeria. I'll take him.
I'll take a flyer on that.
Him, you got the 7'1" kid that's...
we got people. We got somebody off the bench.
Yeah, right, exactly. I'm saying, give me that size off the bench all day long. The thing had those two guys, as long as they fit out, last year was a huge swing and a miss on the transfer portal for Ohio State.
We were enamored with the schools that they were coming from.
This guy's a former 5-star from Kentucky. This guy's a former 5-star from Duke.
Yeah, I think that's what happened. Yeah.
You got to take guys that, like in these situations here, the guys they've added this year, except the kid from Indiana who was Mr. Ohio here in basketball. He doesn't have like a great college resume. Yeah, Gabe Cupps doesn't have a great college resume. But these other guys, though, and I like the fact that they've got proven production at the college level. They're less prospect, more proven.
Yes.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. I think that, like I said, I think the biggest issue is that you went and got these former 5-star guys that always been the man, and then you came to Ohio State and he was like, oh, y'all wasn't that good this year, so I'm going to be that guy. And it's hard to get guys to accept just being a role player.
Right.
So where you're going to go to these lower tier schools and get guys and bring them up, they're more willing to accept their role. Like, okay, you brought me here to do this. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. To where, you got an Aaron Bradshaw that's like, I'm that deal. Like, I'm a 5-star from Kentucky. Like, I'm going to pull trays.
Right.
If I get the shot, I'm pulling it with the green light, not thinking about nothing. Like, that. You had those type of things. And I think people just didn't want to accept their role last year.
There was a point in time, Tyvis, starting with the Thad era. It started before that, but for the most part, the Thad era with Conley and Oden, and you had Daquan Cook and those guys. But there was a time there where Ohio State players at least were getting NBA looks or drafted in the NBA kind of thing a lot of the times.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't, it happened obviously in recent years, the one and dones they've had and things like that. But I wonder if Ohio State will get back to that point. Because you talk about the role player thing.
Yeah.
And guys that, like these guys that we're talking about coming here, I don't think they're coming here with NBA aspirations. Maybe if you're going to be a role player, I'm saying, if you're going to be a role player, you don't have these thoughts of I'm going to be a first-round NBA draft pick.
I wouldn't say that.
Really?
I think that you would come in and play your role and you'll continue to develop other areas in your game, but you will still dominate your role. And then as the season goes on, you'll get better and better and better, and then you can expand on your game.
You can. I'm just saying, like, I think the days of D'Angelo Russell, Malachi Branham, I don't know if we're going to have.
I hope that's not true. What you about to say.
Me too. No, I hope it is too. And first and foremost, I want them to, like you said, make the tournament. I'm there. Yes. But if you bring in the role players like this, though, I don't know if that's going to translate to NBA players. Jayshawn Tate's carved out a nice niche in Houston. With the Rockets there. His roles come back a little bit this year, but he's had a decent run at Houston, got a second contract with them. But I am very optimistic, though, about this team, and I do think that Diebler's the right guy for this job.
Yeah.
I do believe that. So I think we'll see some improvements there. All right, coming up, and by the way, they're going to kick Notre Dame's butt this year. No offense, Bodie.
No disagreement.
Coming up in 2 minutes, the Big Ten makes a little money. We'll talk about that next. Buckeye Show on the Fan.
Military veterans and active duty service members, you could become a certified cyber warrior with just 12 weeks of training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, and IT pros with these skills often enjoy abundant opportunity and a great lifestyle. Protect our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you're planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
There's one medical team in Central Ohio skilled enough to care for your favorite Ohio State team, and Buckeyes everywhere. The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center is your choice for the most highly specialized orthopedic and sports medicine care. Our surgeons, physicians, and physical therapists have access to the most advanced treatments and innovative recovery approaches to get you back in your game. Because on or off the field, our team is your team. The choice for your orthopedic care is clear.
Donato's is bringing you huge savings on a large pizza. For a limited time, get any large one-topping Donato's pizza for just $10.99 when you order online and pick it up. That's right, just $10.99. I'm going with that pepperoni. But hey, you pick your favorite topping, then pick up your large one-topping pizza for just $10.99 when you order online using promo code PICKUP. That's promo code Pickup. Pick up your Donatos and save today.
The Buckeye Show is sponsored by CareSource, proud to be your home for Ohio State athletics. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Dreaming of the day when the script Buckeyes become the permanent men's basketball uniforms. Yes, looking nice. This is the Buckeye Show.
Presented by Coors Light.
Yes, those uniforms, the script on the basketball is absolutely the best ones. No doubt about it.
I think everybody agrees with that.
But if we all agree with it, then why in the hell won't they do it? Why can't that be the
tradition?
What do you mean tradition?
Tradition. We didn't traditionally have script Ohio, did we?
No, but they were the best.
Script Buckeyes, I should say.
There's nothing. No, listen, they should do it, though. Go back to it.
Ohio State's based on tradition.
Okay, but if they did that, though, fans would like it. Do something for the fans.
Tradition. If that's the case, put the gray back on the sleeves on the jersey.
You could do that too. I'm okay with that.
If for some odd reason they won't do it, I don't know what that's about.
By the way, Tyvis, go and vote on the poll on Twitter, on the X. Who does
where we at?
Tyvis look more like? Michael B. Jordan or Denzel Washington? Did you vote on that one, Bodie? Do you have an opinion on that, Denzel or Michael B. Jordan?
I abstained from that one. Yeah.
Why is that? Why'd you abstain?
I just
you can't. It's not religious principles.
Looks like Tyvis Powell.
Okay, whatever. You're no fun.
You could tell I look like my father, Denzel. That's fine.
I don't know that I see that, to be honest.
So Michael B. Jordan, that's who Bodie said.
I see MBJ either, so.
Not when MBJ's in great shape, like for a movie role. I'm saying it's like regular, like just normal Michael B. Jordan.
Wasn't he
dad bod Michael B. Jordan?
Isn't he like a vampire in Sinners, or am I kind of sort of right on that?
Well, his brother is. His brother turns into one. Yeah.
So
apparently, the best time to go see is 9:30 a.m.
morning.
Yeah. That's
nobody's there.
That's not even a match. That's a pre-matinee.
It was me and 4 other people in the theater.
Did your wife go with you?
Yeah, me, my wife, my brother-in-law, his girlfriend, and then it was another 2 couples there.
You roped them into going to a 9:30 a.m. movie with you?
I didn't. My wife did.
I don't blame it on her. Has Tyvis matured over the last 9 years? By the way, I'm sorry. Michael B. Jordan's got 66% of the vote. Denzel's got 34%. So most of America agrees with me. I think it's safe to say.
It's sad that they saying I don't look like my father. That's crazy.
Has Tyvis matured over the last 9 years? A mere 63% say yes. So 37%. What else votes on that one?
Wait a minute. What's the percentage?
63% think you've matured over the last 9 years.
It shouldn't be that close.
And 37% think you're just the same Tyvis you were 9 years ago. Brett wants to know, Tyvis, how you feel about the running back room.
Ohio State's running back room?
No, Notre Dame's. Yes, Ohio State's. It's a damn Buckeye show.
I feel great about that one.
I'm sure you do. I know you. We know why. Yes, they got love. Tyvis said about Ohio State. Come on, Tyvis.
Listen, you two know that I'm a man that wears many caps.
You're right. You do.
I wear many caps.
Right.
I was talking to the Big Ten today, so I thought maybe, be any team in the Big Ten. You could talk about the Browns, those things. Sure. But Ohio State's running backs, how do I feel about them? I'm very confident in James Peoples. I'm confident in C.J. Donaldson. I mean, everybody talks about, how he shed the weight and how he's got this burst to him now. But the one that I'm really intrigued about to see if they get involved is Bo Jackson.
Yep.
Because what I've seen from him in the spring game, just throwing him swing passes. Like Travion Henderson, when he was a freshman, you remember, I think it was the Minnesota game, they threw him a screen and he took it like 70 yards, which obviously, the fast forward to Texas, he took a screen 75 yards. So, Bo Jackson has that same home run hitting ability, and I want them to utilize that. Now, I don't get me wrong, I'm sure he has things that he has to work on, but when I watch him play, he gives me like that very, I don't want people to lose their mind on this one. So let me say it. He's a poor man's Chris Johnson.
Oh, wow.
CJ2K. Why do I say that? Because he's one of those running backs that if he hits the open field, I don't think people will catch him. Like Chris Johnson is the only running back that I've seen that's never been walked down by somebody. And I don't think that I think Bo Jackson's similar.
Okay, there you go. So there's your answer on that one. Thanks for chiming in on the chat there, Brett. Okay, so the Big Ten, they led all conferences in this past season here with $928 million revenue in the 2024 season.
Go Bucks.
And that mark is $88 million ahead of the SEC. This is a thing I saw. A Bleacher Report and also USA Today reported it. But they are expecting at least $1.2 billion with a B in 2025. So in 2024, for this, just so you know, they distributed, the Big Ten gave $63.2 million to its 12 longest standing schools during the 2024 fiscal year. So obviously there were the 4 schools that joined after that. The Pac-12 ones, also Rutgers and Maryland. They aren't part of that 12 longest standing ones. They still obviously got a share of it, but not that much. But it does say, and this is according to Steve Berkowitz of USA Today, that the Big Ten will pay 16 of the 18 member schools around $75 million for the 2025 fiscal year. The 2 exceptions, the Oregon and Washington, as their share will be phased in over 7 years. But nonetheless, that is a huge number.
Well, I mean, it's Ohio State.
Yeah. So
it's the thing. They deserve a huge cut of everything, because of.
They should get more.
So where are you at? Because I think the Ross argument with the whole conference is Ohio State generates all this money, but like the Purdue's is benefiting from this and the Northwesterns and all that. And I'm pretty sure they like, why do we have to give our cut that we generated to them?
I will tell you that Ross is very smart and very polished, and so he won't say that. He does think that, yes, there should be some kind, I believe, I don't want words in his mouth, but I do believe he thinks that, the playoff money that comes in and things like that.
Yeah. That should go to the school that got the playoff.
I don't know if he would say that publicly or not, but
it's what it is. That's fair.
I have said all along, Tyvis, that the fact that Northwestern, Purdue, Indiana, Nebraska.
You can't
don't.
You can't do that.
Yes, I can. Maryland, Rutgers. The fact that those schools are getting the same kind of money Ohio State, Penn State, Oregon, Michigan, that they're getting. Listen, I think that those schools I just mentioned, the ones that I think are stealing, they should have to wear ski masks when they play Ohio State because they are robbing from the Big Ten.
I wonder what if the Big Ten went to them and said, like, you no longer getting this cut. Like, what are they going to say?
They got to say, okay.
That's what I'm saying.
That's all they can say. What are they going to do?
Lead a conference?
Right. Where are you going to go? Where are you going to go? Are you going to go to Pac-12? Have fun. Enjoy.
I don't understand. It must be contractual.
But that's why we're going to go to a super conference in football anyway. That's when it's all going to happen. And I know it's different in basketball. In basketball, yes, I agree. Indiana's a basketball. They are a traditional basketball power. Haven't been great all the time lately, but yes, they are a traditional basketball power. But as far as football goes, which pays all the bills and funds all the other sports, it's, to me, like I say, it is robbery that Northwestern gets what they get for football. And don't talk about academics. Don't talk about, I would kick Northwestern out of the Big Ten right now. And I would kick Purdue out of the Big Ten right now. Rutgers, bye-bye. Maryland, see ya.
Man.
It doesn't make any sense you talked about the tradition earlier with the Ohio State jerseys. There's no tradition in college football anymore. There's really dotting the I. That's your tradition at Ohio State. Everything else, up for grabs. Everything's changed in college football everywhere. Everywhere it's changed. It's no longer the Big Ten and Pac-10 in the Rose Bowl. Why? Pac-10 doesn't exist, and the Rose Bowl's a college football playoff game.
What about the rivalry game?
I'm going to tell you, Tyvis.
Noon kickoff.
I would be okay if they made it 8:00. If they made it 3:30, I'm fine with that because tradition doesn't exist anymore. Tyvis, tradition.
I don't even know who you are anymore. Right
Tyvis, tell me what traditions how many traditions are still intact? Okay,
I could think of one, Tito.
Which one's yours?
You know damn well which one mine is. Independence forever, Tito.
I understand that. Okay. But there are not many. Does Notre Dame still play
USC?
They play USC.
And Navy.
Wait
a minute. So the Buckeyes don't play Hang On Sloopy at the beginning of the fourth quarter?
Okay. I think they might have played Buckle Up. What did they play Buckle Up by Mecca-Don? I'm not sure. Okay, they play traditions, though, Tyvis. You no longer have. Look, it used to be you played every Big Ten team every year. That's gone. You don't play every Big Ten team every year, every game, every year. That's a tradition. It used to be the Big Ten. You played your 9 conference games.
Well, every school. The conference is too big.
You know why? Because they said the hell with tradition.
It's not even 10 teams in the Big Ten.
That's what I'm saying to you. It's gone.
No. Certain things are gone. The almighty dollar changed certain things. But
it changed almost everything in college sports.
But dotted the I, Hang On Sloopy.
The Big Ten, I'm not saying it's bad. Look, I'm not saying it's bad that everything's changed.
Yes, it is.
No, it used to be if you had the best record in the Big Ten, you're the Big Ten champion, you went to the Rose Bowl, you played against the winner of the Pac-10. That's gone now. I like the fact that they determine it with the Big Ten championship, although I wish they would give it all a conference championship.
You know what football tradition is here? Here to stay?
Which one?
Winning.
Paying the players. That's here to stay.
I wouldn't know nothing about that. I received $0.00.
It's all gone, Tyvis. By the way, coming up next, we'll close things out with hashtag Buckeyes, but I also want to give you an update on some of the spring sports with Ohio State, what's going on there. We'll do that next. Buckeye Show on the Fan.
The sound of Paul Keels calling a Buckeye game is erotic.
Oh, yes.
Your home of the Buckeyes, the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, you're the Carfax guy.
The Carfox from Carfax.
Wow.
And you, sir, work at Tire Discounters.
I sure do.
The Carfax top-rated service center.
Oh, right. You know, a lot of that's because of our services. But people think we're just about tires.
Maybe it's your name.
Yeah.
Tire Discounters. And your jingle.
Oh, you like it?
I think it needs something.
Yeah? Like what?
Hit it. Plus brakes, oil changes, shocks, and struts, and more. Now that speaks to me.
Boating season is finally here, and Buckeye Lake Marina is your go-to destination for all your on-the-water needs. With the largest inventory in Central Ohio, you can choose from top brands like Bennington, South Bay, Crown Line, and more. Buckeye Lake Marina has it all. Pontoon boats, luxury tri-toon boats, even merch. Open 7 days a week to serve you better. Find your next dream boat at Buckeye Lake Marina. Visit BuckeyeLakeMarina.com today for all your on-the-water needs. The good life, the lake life, starts at Buckeye Lake Marina.
Hello, I'm Ross Bjork, Senior Vice President and Eugene Smith, Wolf Foundation Endowed Athletics Director at The Ohio State University. In partnership with AEP, Donato's, Kroger, The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center, Huntington, and 10 TV, Ohio State Athletics strives to inspire the community to make a positive impact on children and families in our great state through the Buckeyes Care Initiative. Show and share your support in the community by using the hashtag BuckeyesCare.
Come on over to Heartland and join our family.
Now, community banking is the lifeblood of the American financial system, building strong, lasting relationships. We're just better able to help guide you down life's road. Flexibility is paramount to success. Community banking is alive and well in the Heartland. I'm Scott McComb. Come on over to Heartland, where banking really feels good.
Where banking feels good.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Experience Buckeye game day like never before. Welcome to the 1922 Club, the most exclusive space inside Ohio Stadium, where luxury meets tradition in the heart of Buckeye Nation. Enjoy upscale food and beverages and a game day atmosphere like no other. Create lasting memories with friends and mingling with other Buckeye fans, and celebrate every OHIO in ultimate comfort. Become a member of the 1922 Club today. Memberships are limited. Visit OhioStateBuckeyes.com.
Hi, I'm Archie Griffin, two-time Heisman Trophy winner. The right coverage can be a game changer, both on and off the field. That's why Encova Insurance is prepared for what's next and protects what matters most to you. With independent insurance agents in your neighborhood and innovative insurance products that can be tailored to fit your unique needs, Encova Insurance is an easy win for your peace of mind. For auto, home, and business insurance, you want Encova on your team. Visit Encova.com today to find an agent near you.
The Buckeye Show.
Hey friends, Beamer here. You're used to hearing me on your ride into work. And starting Monday, you can hear me on your ride home on The Buckeye Show, Monday night at 6, right here on The Fan.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. I know firsthand what it's like to battle through joint pain. After years of the hard hits and the wear and tear on the field, I thought pain, it was just going to be something I had to live with. Let me tell you, that's no longer the case thanks to QC Kinetics. For over 8 years, QC Kinetics has been leading the charge nationwide in non-surgical joint pain relief, helping over 50,000 patients get back to doing what they love, pain-free. Whether it's your knees, back, hips, shoulders, you pick it. If joint pain's been slowing you down, you need to hear about what Dr. Aaron Walkoff and his team in Columbus are doing. They're using cutting-edge regenerative medicine, natural biologic treatments with powerful healing properties to repair and restore damaged joint tissue. No surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. Just real results. The kind of treatment I wish I had access to during my playing days, and now you do. Imagine this summer playing around a golf, chasing the kids, and just enjoying a walk without the pain. Go to qckinetics.com/Columbus or call 380-228-4544. They now have offices in Grove City and Canal Winchester.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Accurate Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Social media can be a cesspool. Allow us to navigate the waters. #Buckeyes.
Sponsored by The Waterworks. Call the plumbing, heating, and cooling technicians at The Waterworks and header today. Call 614-232-2222. Proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
All right, Buckeye Show, final segment of the program. Tyvis playing air guitar there. You can see that on the YouTube chat if you want. My hashtag Buckeye, by the way, and it's going to be a long one here, but it was from Ohio State women's tennis. They are, first of all, I want to tell you this. They dispatched of Notre Dame's women's tennis team to advance to the NCAA Super Regional. They will play at 4 o'clock Friday here in Columbus. So number 4 Buckeyes hosting number 13 LSU. Admission and parking are free. 4 o'clock Friday at the Hour Tennis Complex. Also, other news about some of the sports. By the way, Ohio State, the Irish now fell to 21-6 to end their season, Bodie. Ohio State women are 23-3 on the year. It's their first time since 2023 they've been in the Super Regional. It's their 4th appearance in the NCAA third round. And the Big Ten softball tournament bracket's been released. Ohio State is the 4 seed in that one. Got to put the old on button there, Type.
I know.
You got that one?
I got it now.
That's at Purdue. Ohio State will play the winner of Purdue and Northwestern when they play. It'll be this weekend. The men's lacrosse team made it to the NCAA tournament. They got an automatic bid by winning. By the way, they got screwed. No one else is going to say, I'm going to tell you now. They got screwed.
Because they got to play Notre Dame?
Nope, that's not why.
Why?
They are the number 4 seed out of the 18-team NCAA tournament field.
Okay,
the 4 seed.
Okay.
Ohio State won the regular season Big Ten championship. They won the Big Ten tournament championship. They beat Maryland, by the way, 14-10 over the weekend up in Ann Arbor. Big Tasty had a big game. He was named the most outstanding player of the tournament. Anyway, Maryland got the 2 seed.
Really?
Ohio State got the 4 seed.
But Maryland beat them in the regular season.
I don't care. Ohio State won the Big Ten.
I agree.
They're playing, it's on Mother's Day, by the way, at noon here in Columbus. So Ohio State, Notre Dame. Ohio State gets a 4 seed. Notre Dame unseeded. A lot of Notre Dame, Ohio State stuff going on here for some reason. But anyway, women's golf, by the way, the Columbus Regional is where Ohio State is playing. They are the top 5 teams get to move on. It's a 3-round thing here in Ohio State. Right now, they are tied for 3rd among the 12 teams in the tournament. They are at +6 for the tournament. Just so you know, the 6th place team is +17. So they've got an 11-shot cushion there against over LSU. But Ohio State, though, shot 9 under the first round as a team. They were +15 today. So they can just be decent tomorrow. They'll be able to advance. Men's tennis, they're hosting a super regional. They'll face Mississippi State at noon on Saturday. The 2nd straight year these teams have met in the super regional in Columbus. And the Buckeyes won last year to advance to the quarterfinals. That's going on in the spring sports. Tyvis, do you have a hashtag Buckeye?
I do. And usually, when I watch or hear about some of these kids that is in high school that the Buckeyes are in on, I try to watch their tape, and I always look at it like, okay, I can see some of the things. I see some of the things he needs to work on. I really don't see too many players where I'm like, this kid is just polished and ready to go.
Okay.
Until today. Until today, the Buckeyes are in on this Tyler Atkinson guy. He did an interview with Mark Givler, and he was asking him about Ohio State. He was asking Tyler Atkinson about Ohio State, and he was saying that Ohio State is right there at the top. So, of course, I wanted to see, all right, well, why is this kid so hyped? Because I can't remember who we had on the show a couple weeks ago. They said that he is the guy at the spring game. When you seen him, they was like, that's the guy that they have to get. I can't remember who he was talking to, but they said, that's the guy that I want. So I went and looked at his highlight tape, and man, he plays the game like it's supposed to be played, Tito. Like, this guy plays, he's played middle linebacker and outside linebacker. He was a stand-up DN, so they running like a 3-4.
Right.
And I've watched him take left tackles and drive them and use his hands, throws them in the backfield. I'm like, okay, he got knocked back. Like, some of the times I see some of these kids and they be like bigger than everybody, but they don't be knocking people back. Like, this dude, speed to power, just knocked the dude back, threw him to the side, got the sack. He runs straight through the gap. Then they put him at middle linebacker. He reading the running back, flying through the gap, not breaking stride on tackles. Yeah. Then his block destruction is something that a lot of people don't know. A linebacker that can use their hands. Any football player on defense that know how to use their hands, get that extension, snag people to the ground. Like, he's doing that in high school. That was something that I didn't learn until I met Urban Meyer. So the fact that he's doing that now, like that, it was impressive to see that. So I agree. They definitely need to get that kid because he would be a really good linebacker here at Ohio State.
Yeah, that's going to be clutch getting somebody like that. I love everything Ohio State's doing right now, recruiting wise. He's class of 2026. Is that what he is?
I believe so.
Okay, so yeah, and I saw ESPN had their rankings came out for the class of 2026 so far as far as where they have them. And this came out, I believe it came out, it might have been yesterday. It came out yesterday. Craig Halbert put it out there. And as of right now, he had USC with the number 1 class. And they just picked up that Elbert Hill kid out of Akron, who's going there, the cornerback, who's a 5-star or a 4-star, depending on which one you read.
So this Tyler Atkinson kid is the number 1 linebacker in the 2026 class. He's the number 1 player in the state of Georgia. He's the number 8th national player.
God, they got to get him then.
Yeah, he's between Georgia, Auburn, Alabama, Ohio State, Florida State.
And then you got Ohio State number 2 so far with 10 ESPN 300 commits in that class of 2026. Obviously highlighted by Chris Emery Jr., who I can't wait to watch play here at Ohio State. They got Notre Dame 3.
Ooh.
LSU 4. Clemson 5.
As God intended.
LSU with Tyler Merrill being their top offensive prospect, the offensive tackle, defensive end Rodney Dunham. Are you a big enough Notre Dame fan to where you would, like I say those names, you know who they are?
Yes. Pass rusher out of North Carolina, I think Dunham is. And then Merrill's offensive lineman from Pennsylvania, I think, or New Jersey.
Merrill is 6'7", 335.
Big fella. O-line you, Tito.
Is that what
they want to come play for the Irish.
O-line you. Okay. No, what's Ohio State? Wide receiver you, DB you. What else is Ohio State? Anything else?
Linebacker you.
Linebacker you. This draft, maybe running.
NFL you.
And NFL you. That's
what Bishop calls them.
That's what Bo Bishop calls them?
Yeah.
NFL you?
NFL you, yep.
We could steal that. I don't care.
We're a team.
Yeah, we're a team. Look,
name on the front. It's a hell of a lot more than the one on the back.
That's absolutely right, Bodie. Oh, gosh. Tyvis, look, it's been a lot of fun. You and I get on Thursday. We don't have many of these left, though, because you and I are both bumping over to the morning side.
Yes. It's actually our last one is on
Thursday.
Yeah.
And who knows when we'll work together again. I'll see you in here. I'll bring a scale in so we can see how we're doing on our weight.
Yeah, please don't. I'm not weighing myself for 2 weeks.
You eating that cupcake out there or not?
I'm not eating the cupcake out there.
I left it out there for you.
Yeah, it's going to be sitting out there. I'm not eating the cupcake. It's about discipline.
Bodie thinks he eat the cupcake? You think Tyvis eats it?
I'll say no.
I think you will. Make sure you stick around. Thank you, Tyvis. Thank you, Bo Tyvis. I love you. Thank you to all the people in the chat room listening to us. We appreciate that. Reds Braves next.
There's nothing Bo Bishop can't do well, except find competent co-hosts. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan.
Hey, Ohio State fan, are you ready for game day? Get hyped and get your crew going with the Buckeye meal at BK. For $20, you'll get one juicy flame grilled Whopper sandwich, one original chicken sandwich, 2 mouthwatering cheeseburgers, 3 crispy golden small fries, and 3 refreshing small drinks. Grab your $20 Buckeye meal today and share the taste of victory. At BK, have it your way. You rule. Limited time only at participating Ohio area restaurants. Tax extra. BK is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
When you need mealtime inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger for mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. And no matter what tasty choice you make, our low prices add up to big savings. Plus, you get over $600 in digital coupons each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump and points. At Kroger, you always get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Ohio State National Champions. Celebrate the 9th National Championship in Ohio State history with an heirloom quality timepiece handcrafted by Oxia Time. Available in a broad range of styles and prices to appeal to that true Buckeye fan. If you want something extra special, check out the limited edition Ryan Day autographed box sets. These exclusive box sets won't be available long. Act fast and get yours before they are gone for good. All watches tell time. These tell the time of your life. Order yours today at AXIAtime.com.
Health insurance companies are expected to carry health benefits, but CareSource does so much more. We look beyond doctors' offices and hospitals to see the challenges that face our members. Then we help them achieve not just better health, but better lives. Along with great benefits, we also help our members find stable jobs, housing, childcare, and rides so they can find greater independence. At CareSource, we're removing barriers. We're improving lives. We're reimagining healthcare.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you're planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
I'm back to doing what I love and more. Thanks to the Good Feet store.
Don't let bad feet stop you from being active and getting healthy this year. Trade in your bad feet for good feet at the Good Feet store.
Hey folks, Austin Ward here with an opportunity to lose 40 by the 4th. Yes, pounds, and why not? I dropped my first 40 in just 8 weeks. It was easy, and it will be easy for you too. Take the medication-free and lasting approach. Awaken 180 Weight Loss.